Okay, this is tip, what? Six?
I remember.
See, tip number 6, communication. You have to be able to communicate together. I mean, I think that's what's given me the most work in the past 20-some years is these people, these couples walk in, they take a private, and the only thing I got to do for the full lesson is just try to fix the communication problem. So you can feel the tension. A lot of times it's not only about what you're saying, it's the body language. A lot of times the body language is slightly dangerous. So you get to know each other. So sometimes if you just do this, it might mean something in the dance. So if you go like this, or if you go like that. So communication is essential. Respecting each other. So for us, I think the main thing is we try to never say to the other one what they should do or what they didn't do. What we try to always say when we practice is, I'm not feeling this properly. And then she says, well, I'm not feeling this properly also. And after a while, leaders, I'm talking to you, leaders, most of the time it has to be your fault. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you're practicing, we're spending an amount of energy, but never do we spend as much energy as the follower. So just take 5 minutes. Sylvie likes to do this. 5 minutes, she loves to do this sometimes. She does this, and then she tries to show me after half an hour of practice what she's feeling. She's being touched everywhere, pulled back, come back here, and most of the time we're thinking, so...
C'est là que je te dis, pratique tout seul, mon amour.
Yeah, so that's where we came like 20-some years ago with the idea of, Marc, practice by yourself, and when you're ready and I can see and visualize myself in your hands, then we'll practice. Believe me, a lot of times through the years, I told her we're practicing at 11, and I'm doing my own stuff, and she walks in at 11, she says, okay, do it to the music, and she says, well, I'll be back in half an hour. So, communication, again, respect your follower. They're being touched all the time, and they're being like yanked around all the time, and we're not perfect. It's not as stressful as what we have to live. So, just respect each other, a lot of communication. If you're having problems, believe me, it's worth it. When you take the next lesson, because now you're supposed to have a coach, talk to your coach about it. He'll take care of it. She will take anything from the coach, not from me. That is normal. Hey, we're back with tip number 7. Okay, guys, tip number 7 is practicing. Yes, you need to practice. And once you're done practicing, what do? You practice again. And once you've practiced again, now you're really ready to practice again. Yep. So never have enough of practice. Now that you've done your drills, you've identified what's my job, what's your job, and we have some good communication, we got some choreography, or a coach is helping out, we're finally ready to practice together. A lot of people want to practice together before tip number 6 and tip number 5 and tip number 4, 3, 2, yes? So make sure, especially that tip number 5 is done before you do this tip, yes? So when we're practicing together now, she knows what she's supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. We've got a plan together. Everybody's got a different plan, but our plan is done, and now we can practice. The way we've always enjoyed practicing is often, but not too long, for a very short period. That's what I mean. So, and there's a reason for that. We prefer practicing, let's say, 3-4 days a week, but only an hour a shot. For us, that's more than enough, because we need, again, to visualize and go back to our drills and go back to our stuff and fix the things that were not perfect in the practice we just did. So we cannot have more, let's say, than 8 or 10 things to practice. We put them on a piece of paper and then we think about them, go back to our drills. I do my own stuff, she does her own stuff to get ready for practice number 2. So we've always had like a 3 practice preparation thing. It's always about 3 for us. So people have seen us at events, we get in on Thursdays, and practice number 1 is about the floor craft. Where we want to be on the floor. All the floors are different. Are they slick, not slick? To understand how the connections are going to be. If it's very slippery, the connections will go down a little bit, and it's very, very sticky, which I love. Then the connections go up. That's the best floor for me and for her, because the way we dance is the best thing for us. So that practice number 1, a lot of times when you get to an event, practice number 1 is that floor craft. That leader needs to be able to do all his routines, and the follower needs to be able to visualize herself within him. That's practice number 1. And a lot of times there's dances on Thursdays. We just want to get that in. If we get more in, cool, but that's the main thing we need to get in for practice number 1 once you get to an event. Then practice number 2 is getting early, let's say Saturday morning early or something like that, or before you start other stuff. And practice number 2 now is trying to dance full out whatever you just did. It won't be perfect.
No.
It won't be perfect. And you know what? It's fine. Because if it's perfect, it becomes dangerous if it's perfect too early. So every year, when we used to compete and we go out worlds, even when we do shows, we want to be 100% ready just in time, not a month before. That's not good. Because a month before, then it doesn't get lazy, but it plays in your head, and then you get too comfortable with it, and you don't want to be late. So you got to schedule that and be ready just in time. So practice number 2 is only, again, a practice to prepare your practice. Make sense? So practice number 1 is to prepare practice number 2. And practice number 2 is to prepare practice number 3. And practice number 3 is to prepare what?
Have fun.
Yeah, you got to have fun doing that. But practice number 3 will be to prepare tip number 8 coming up, guys. Okay, guys, so tip number 8. It's all about technique and performance. God, we're having a lot of money, and this is American money also. We want to cross the border and go see you guys right now, but we can't. We're in lockdown. COVID, get away! We miss you. Coming back to tip number 8, technique versus performance. See, I just did a performance on you. So for us, you've seen us dance before. The performance has always been something really, really, really important for us. We did I think 500 shows before we even started competing in the UC. So for us, it's about winning the audience, making somebody smile, telling a story, and somebody the next day just says, "Oh, you entertained me the day before." That stays forever. The placement for a judge does not stay forever. That's soon forgotten. It's fun to win, but it's not the main reason why we've always done this. But in our opinion, technique will always make you a better dancer, but performance will make you win. Because if you're thinking about performing and doing a show, you're always going to have fun. It's always going to be cool doing your choreography, and our music is so amazing that the songs that play most of the time in country music, that's why we love country music so much. The stories are incredible. You just got to match a lot of times what the singer is feeling, and it's easy to deliver a performance. But again, remember, keep your technique at a certain level to be able to always put your performance, for us, a little more important, because it's all the fun and everything for us is there. But again, if you want to perform over here and your technique is here, that's really not good. So you have to be very humble. It doesn't show a lot, but we are shy with the way we present ourselves on the floor and everything when we step on, because we've always tried to, we love to perform. We don't like to sell ourselves or try to sell our technique way higher than we think we are. So again, technique makes you a lot better. Performance makes you win. But if you perform with bad technique, that's not good. Tip number 9, people. Tip number 9. Okay, this is the hardest tip for Sylvie. Through her dance career, this is the hardest tip.
C'est trop.
Yes, no, that's good. So So to be able to be competitive and have fun in doing all this and practicing and enjoying and competing, you have to be healthy. So you have to watch what you eat, and you have to train, and you have to have some type, I'm not saying a diet, but especially when you
Yes, diet.
if you get 3 weeks before an event and you're living off wine and pizza, there's a good chance that all the time you put into practice in your polka routine, it won't sell as good as it would be. So again, especially for followers, even for leaders, this is a trick that I do with my students all the time. 2 weeks or 3 weeks before an event, I tell them next lesson, you're doing it with your clothes, so your dress. So followers need to walk in with the dress, and the leaders need to walk in with the pants and the coat and everything. And we do have a lot of surprises sometimes, especially right after Christmas, just before Worlds. So that's the only way people really realize, oops, maybe I had a cookie too much, or maybe I need to work on my cardio a little bit. So health-wise, train, eat good. Again, remember, alcohol will take away the oxygen that you need before you do your competition. Yeah, so do like us, suffer until you get ready and practice hard. And once the comp is over and it's Saturday night, then it's time to say this, and let's take a drink and have fun and go a social dance with all our friends, because that's one of the most amazing parts that we love of this sport, and is our Saturday nights, having fun, social dancing with everybody and partying. Come back with our last tip. Final tip, guys, tip number 10. Okay, so okay, that's a huge tip. Okay, this tip is the biggest one yet, and it's very simple. Have fun. You need to have fun through the whole process. It's a full package process. Have fun while you're practicing. Have fun while you're doing your drills. Have fun with your coach. Have fun in lessons. Have fun together. If there's some tension, if somebody's tired, if you're losing your passion, step back and try to figure out, why am I losing my passion? What's going on? What am I missing? And most of the time, when people have problems or talk about it to their coach or to us or whatever, a lot of times it's on yourself, people. You're responsible for your own success and happiness in life. So a lot of times people, if you're not healthy, you won't be happy. Sometimes people are not winning, then they're not happy, but they're not realizing everything around the sport and everything that the sport can bring to everybody. So then they stop, and then they miss their friends and they miss the events. It's a full package, people, and there's so much to offer in this dance, this country dance world. The country dance world has so much to offer everybody. Please appreciate every part of it, and especially now. We've had a great run, and we've been thinking a lot during the COVID times that we're all living. It's like, God, we miss everybody, and we realize even more today how great this sport is, and how much fun and how much we've had and how much fun we're going to have with everybody. So looking forward to seeing you all soon. Yeah. Meanwhile, follow our tips, dance. There's a lot of stuff you can do at home. Take virtual classes if you have to. If you're capable in your area to take lessons, well, good for you. And we will see you all soon on the dance floor. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. No, I'm taking the tips.
Hey!
On va recommencer.
C'était bon, chose.
Mais j'ai bégayé.
Ah.
There's always a way to calice, man. On va faire bloopers.
Je sais pas
J'aurais
pourquoi
pas
t'as
dû
dit
dire
ça.
ça.
Je sais pas.
You'll get there a lot faster than if you say, hey, Friday we're going to do a 6-hour practice. Beep, 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 beep. Là, je me suis trompé, je savais pas ce que j'étais rendu. I don't know what we're going to do with that money, but it's American money, by the way. Okay, so we want to go back to cross the border and go see you guys, but we can't right now. We're locked down. Okay, coming back to tip number 8. Tip number 8 is technique and Performance, let's see, on recommence.
C'était bon.